you take this woman as your lawful wedded wife?
Ooh, yeah! Oh,
Place the ring on her finger and repeat after me. With this ring,
no. With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
Hello and welcome to episode 50 of With This Ring. I'm your co-host Ryan Everett.
I'm your co-host Cindy Everett.
And today we will be looking at Survivor Series 1998. Mm-hmm. So the big tournament for the title belt, the Deadly Game Tournament.
The Deadly Game Tournament?
Yes.
Wasn't that deadly?
Well, no.
I mean, not to jump too far ahead, but this was another kind of blah one.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's interesting you say that.
I don't know. We'll get into it, I guess.
So when we last left, Steve Austin had pulled a gun on Vince McMahon and revealed to him that he had been rehired. So the whole storyline came out that Shane McMahon rehired Steve Austin.
Yeah, they kind of alluded to that.
As he was getting more power in the company and thought it was the wrong business move to get rid of Steve Austin. And then at the same time, Vince McMahon also started feuding with The Rock because he didn't like the people, and The Rock was the people's champ. So
got it.
So he was kind of going against The Rock and Steve Austin at the same time now.
The two most popular guys in the company.
Yeah, just so happened to be that way.
Right. Well, it's kind of better than joining together.
Yeah. So, and then he had started backing Mankind. He had given him the hardcore title.
Yes.
And was treating him like his son that he had lost.
He already has sons.
Well, he lost Shane McMahon though. Shane didn't.
What?
That was the whole thing. Shane had turned his back on his dad, so
okay.
Vince needed a new son.
Oh, all right. Got it.
So they have the tournament, and that's the bulk of the pay-per-view.
Right.
There's two other matches.
Well, they kind of set it up beforehand. This is going to be a tournament, and they basically wanted to make sure that Steve Austin or The Rock didn't win, right?
Right.
Maybe
yeah.
Steve Austin.
That was Vince's main two goals, to make sure that neither of them got there.
So did Shane McMahon just kind of show up one day, or did they formally announce?
I mean,
him?
he had been doing
an on-screen personality.
He had his first on-screen thing was he was the announcer on Heat, the Sunday night show. So he was kind of doing that, and then he done that for about 2 months. So he was established there, at least as a character in this universe.
Gotcha.
And then and he'd always alluded to how his dad's training him and getting him ready for the business side of things.
Right. Is he involved anymore or no?
No, I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's just a talent, and he's not even doing that at the moment.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it's quite good that Stephanie ended up being the one in the business.
Yeah. Well, no, she's out of it also.
Is she?
Just Triple H, really.
Okay.
So, at the beginning of the tournament, the show starts, and it is Mankind against a mystery opponent.
Oh, yeah.
And it was online, I remember at the time people were oh, it's going to be Shawn Michaels, coming back and stuff. No, it was not that. It was
the Pasadena Chargers.
Yes, Pasadena Chargers mini
is
football team.
Right.
Head coach Dwayne Gill. So he comes out in all his glory.
Just some
Yeah,
local wrestler.
he was a guy who they had traveling jobbers kind of back in the early 90s where they'd go to, because they'd tape 4 episodes of a show.
Right.
So they'd fly them in and have them lose 3 times.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but he's
wake up.
proud to be there. But Mankind right away hits the double arm DDT and rolls him up for a hard fought victory.
Yeah, a couple of these matches are just super.
Yeah,
a lot of them are really just short.
Very short matches.
Yeah, so it's kind of. It go by quick, but it was kind of hard. I didn't take a lot of notes. It was just boom, boom, boom. Yeah, this whole pod. It's quick match. Yep, quick match. It took about 30 seconds.
Yep.
And then we had another Al Snow.
Al Snow and Jeff Jarrett continue their never-ending feud. It seems like
that no one really seems to be too.
Although now Jeff Jarrett does have a new act to him with Deborah as now his manager.
Oh, right.
So she was originally from WCW. She was Steve McMichael's wife.
Okay.
And then they got in a feud with Jeff Jarrett in WCW. And when he left WCW, she eventually came with WWF.
Oh, they put them back, and they put them together.
Put them together, yep.
Yeah. All right. Once again, fine. Al Snow wins. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna have a lot to say.
Yeah, El Snow is
a lot of
not
these.
great either.
No. I assume he kind of wasn't around for too long.
I mean, he kind of stuck around, but wasn't important really. You know, like he'd be there if they needed some guy to go out, but
yeah, very much filler. And Bethany also noticing a pattern in these pay-per-views, and he's always near the beginning, essentially. And then next is Big Boss Man versus Steve Austin.
Yep.
Which Bossman gets a DQ once again, like right away.
Yeah, this goes 3 minutes.
Right. Yeah, they're all. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm looking at the times.
Yeah.
All very short.
Yeah, so the boss man fights him for a few minutes and then just decides to grab his nightstick and beat him up with it.
The boss man was one of like Vince's cronies, right?
Yeah, he's the head of the Mr. McMahon security force, obviously. And then we have Steven Regal versus X-Pac, which is just a weird...
Man.
Yeah, I mean, Steven Regal's gimmick is just ridiculous.
Right.
The real man's man.
Very odd for this like British guy.
Yeah, because like I think it was like it was almost like a rib on him from the WWF. Like, oh, he played like Lord Steven Regal in WCW.
Yeah. Oh,
now we're gonna make you play a lumberjack type character,
like the opposite of you.
Yeah. So in this match, it's odd how it ends. It's like a double count out.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what was happening.
And then Vince McMahon sends Sergeant Slaughter out to continue the match, but I think X-Pac was actually hurt.
Oh, really?
It seemed like he wasn't going to wrestle anymore. So, yeah, there's a couple of odd finishes on the night that we'll get to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a ton, but yeah, they both get counted out. It was just like, all right, both done. Moving on.
So then we have Ken Shamrock defeating Goldust, and it's kind of just a straight up regular match. Nothing else really going on with these two.
How long was that one?
That was 5 minutes.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah, fine. I mean, not a lot. Oh, then the Rock comes out and people, like we said last month, he's like fully over at this point. Yeah, he's
very much the second crowd favorite, if that even. Sometimes it's even up there with Steve Austin, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But the Rock wins in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, well, because originally it was supposed to be Triple H, and we do have the Stooges coming out dancing to the DX music, which is definitely the highlight of the match. And they announced that they have a replacement. It's the Big Boss Man, and he runs out and gets rolled up like right away.
Yeah, people love it. So, yeah.
And then next we have I was thinking about it. It's our 6th Undertaker and Kane match this year on pay-per-view.
That sounds right.
Either against each other or in a tag team match.
It's kind of getting a little played.
Yeah, and this is kind of like, at least it's, the good thing about the show is none of the matches are too long.
Right.
It's a nice express lane 7-minute match between these two.
Yep.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Paul Bearer's doing his thing.
Yeah, Paul Bearer cost Kane by holding his legs down during a tombstone.
Oh, that's right. That's how he won this one. I just remembered, yeah. So, yeah, Paul Bearer kind of cheated to make Undertaker win.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then Mankind, Mankind versus El Snow.
Right.
And this is where, Socko was wrapped around head and...
Yeah, I guess they had done that, the previous Raw, and we find out now the master plan was Vince McMahon did it to motivate Mankind, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really get that either. It was all a little tenuous.
Yeah.
But Mankind obviously but he wins. I mean, Al Snow's not going to get very far.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I can kind of tell you who's going to...
Yeah, him even being
make it.
In the next round was kind of a upset, I would say.
They could have done a double count between Jeff Jarrett and Al Snow. No one would have cared. And then The Rock comes out again versus Ken Shamrock. Big Boss Man gets involved in a lot of these.
Yep.
Because he comes out and throws his nightstick and he tries to hit The Rock, but The Rock catches it.
Hits. Blast him. replace Ken Shamrock with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And that's another one. This was, I think, their 5th match on pay-per-view this year. Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Rock.
The Rock and Ken Shamrock.
Is that IC title, the beginning, and then King of the Ring, and then this.
Got it. Well, then we break it up with one that's not.
Yes, we do have to mainly give a breather to the guys in the tournament so that there's something in between to try and kill some time.
Yeah, and that is Sable versus Jacqueline, which not really a lot to say about these matches either.
No, they're not much.
Yeah, she's not a great wrestler. Very much pre the women being, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah, and like
legitimate.
This is kind of, I mean, it's 3 minutes and still like Sable's kind of exposed that she could only do so much. Like
right, like,
it was the tag matches.
Why they even bother making her wrestle?
I don't know. I think they just wanted to have her do something.
Gotcha.
And it was kind of like, what else can you do with her outside of, even if she's a valet, it's not as much as.
That's true.
But like the mixed tags matches, she was good because she could come in and out and hit moves and that's it. But here having to work an actual match, it's kind of
it's tough.
Showing her limitations.
Yeah, big time. Jacqueline sells it though.
Yeah.
And Sable obviously wins.
All right, next Mankind versus Steve Austin. So what did you have to say about this one?
So Austin was about to win, but then Vince McMahon messes it all up, and then I remember watching this. I was very confused, but then Shane was going to count out Mankind and wouldn't. Which does that track with like their storyline? I don't really quite understand.
Well, this is the whole thing. It was Shane McMahon was working to screw Steve Austin.
Oh, that's the angle we're doing.
Yeah, so he had lulled him into a false sense of security, become friends with him just to screw him during the tournament.
Is that what comes up in the Raw the next night too?
Kind of. Yes, we'll get to that and Judge Mills' Lane's decision over it.
Yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of heck of a lot of sense to me.
Now, I think this is a really good match. These two guys could have a decent match, not even trying, and that's kind of it's just their normal brawl. But did you notice the ending?
Way after the count them out?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because it was horrible so Steve Austin yells at Shane McMahon when he's on the floor and turns around and even pretends to feint to a shot because it was the Big Boss Man was supposed to come in and hit him with the nightstick, but Big Boss Man totally missed his cue. He he was waiting to go out and went and took a piss or something.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it ends up being Gerald Briscoe gets in and gives the worst cheer shot ever to Steve Austin. And he has to go down and sell for it, and that's the end of the match. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. There was this is another kind of just blah.
Yeah. But I think this was the best match of the night, as far as
the tournament.
The tournament went.
Yeah. I could see that. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Next, The Rock versus The Undertaker. And this had a unique ending to it.
So when Kane and Big Boss Man come out.
Yeah, the Big Boss Man comes out and tries to interfere, but doesn't really get too involved. And then Kane comes out and the Undertaker's kind of in control. So Kane just picks up The Rock and chokeslams him to give The Rock the DQ victory.
I remember that one now. Another was kind of confusing.
Yeah. Is he with the
right,
Rock?
so The Rock, so Undertaker loses because The Rock got chokeslammed?
Yeah, because there was outside interference.
So why wouldn't they both lose? Or wouldn't there be
The Rock The Rock wins because someone interfered for The Undertaker.
Or maybe it was The Rock was kind of double crossing himself and said, "Hey, you chokeslammed me."
No, yeah. It could have been.
They could explain anything they want in the next Raw.
I don't think they got to
that one. Yeah, these are just, once again, whatever.
Yeah. And then we have the Triple Threat Tags match for the WWE titles as the New Age Outlaws defend against D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry and the Headbangers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very chaotic. I don't know. The triple tag matches are... Well, I think tag matches that are 3-on-3 are okay. But the 3 teams of 2, really made it a little goofy.
Yeah, it does. They kind of change back and forth on the rules of whether there's 2 men in the ring or 3 men in the ring. And
Right. Yeah.
it seems like they're not even sure sometimes match to match
I don't know
when
how it
they're
works
doing
either.
it. Yeah. Now I should note at this time we haven't really seen it yet on the pay-per-views, but on Raws it's been playing out that Mark Henry has a big crush on China.
Oh, okay.
And that he wants to go on a date.
I think that was like mentioned.
Yeah, there was a.
She wasn't in this, was she?
No, there was a sexual harassment suit filed by Mark Henry.
Oh, really?
But he said that he would drop it if they went out on a date. So we'll be seeing that coming up in our next month.
Oh, okay. I am very interested.
Because it is quite well done, I would say.
Okay. Better than the video with Big Boss Man and Sting on the island. Not Big Boss Man.
Oh, British Bulldog?
British Bulldog.
I mean, it's no
Sting.
Cheatham the Midget. That's all time.
That's
Sit in
cinema.
his flip-flops.
That's cinema.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So the New Age Outlaws retain.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Fine.
It was just kind of filler challengers of the month. It wasn't. There was no real big storyline with these teams or anything too great.
Gotcha.
But they win. They're still very over, and there was someone in the crowd that had to be like 50 people holding up their entire introduction.
Yeah, it was very bizarre. On their computer paper, I bet they printed that out. Yes, then it goes to Rock versus Mankind for the title.
And just before this match, the McMahons are shown arriving back because they had fled the ring after the Steve Austin match. Obviously. Where we also find out that Vince McMahon is no longer needing a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah. He's recovered miraculously. Yeah. So Vince and Shane kind of saunter out. A lot of 2 counts. This is a good match, too, as far as
this is pretty good also.
These go. Because these two don't really... Well... I know I mentioned this when we watched it. It's in the soon after 99. They have their
This is the beginning. I mean, they have now for the next 5 months. They're paired off quite a bit, so we'll see quite a bit of them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, a lot of 2 counts, and then this is also confusing too, because then the Rock had the bell rung, Vince had the bell rung for the Rock.
Right.
But then it was well, why they do that? But then it turns out it's because everyone's cahoots with the Vince. Right. So I think I picked up on that eventually.
Yeah. So in homage to Survivor Series 1997, which was the year before, which was the Montreal Screwjob, this was a callback to it.
Got it.
And at the time, it was the first time they did a callback to it. Now they've done it so many times, it's not. But at the time, it was big time, and so that's kind of.
I gotcha. That makes more sense now.
And so it's all revealed that it was actually The Rock who was the corporate champ all along.
Not the people's champ.
He wasn't the people's champ. He never cared about the people. He was just using them.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. So it is not a good wrestling pay-per-view.
No.
But the storylines, I think.
It's very plot heavy.
Yes. I think it's one of the rare times where the storyline could actually overcome the bad matches.
Oh, okay.
To make it
especially because the storyline as much.
And it's also that none of the matches are long and boring. At least there's plenty of boring matches, but
short and boring.
They're short and boring at least.
Fair.
Short and bad.
Yeah.
I'd much rather be a 5-minute boring match than a 15-minute boring match.
True. Yeah, and then Steve Austin comes out and stuns everybody. Everyone loves it, but not the champion.
And then if you look, it makes sense throughout the night how The Rock was actually being helped by Vince McMahon. With the first round with the Big Boss Man roll up.
Oh.
The second round with the nightstick being under tossed to The Rock.
All right, yeah.
So it was always in part of the plan to work out like that.
Got it.
And that's why he came out during the Undertaker match, but then left when Kane chokeslammed because it was The Rock won.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Now I get it a little bit more. They did not explain that very well in the next Raw.
No, yeah. So the next Raw starts, and I forgot how long of a promo. It's it's literally 25 minutes, I think, because first it's Vince, then The Rock, and his leopard print suit coat, which is pretty good. And then Steve Austin comes out and talks about how, since in his contract he was guaranteed a world title match, and he didn't make it to the finals of the title match tournament last night. Technically, he didn't have a title match yet.
Oh.
And Judge Mills Lane agrees with
first
this.
he has no, that's not true. He's like, I have a piece of paper that says so. Like, whatever. But then a judge comes in the
then Judge Mills Lane, of course.
Who's this guy?
So he was a boxing judge.
That's right.
For a while, like he was in the Mike Tyson Evander Holyfield fight, and he was like famous, like let's get it on.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
From Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And he had I think right around this time he had Judge Joe Mills, like a court show on TV.
Was he an actual judge?
Yeah, at least a boxing judge. I don't know.
What do you mean a boxing judge?
Well, I don't know.
Did you go to law school?
I have no idea. Who cares? It's a TV judge show.
No, that's
You
not.
don't need any
But who cares about this
qualifications.
judge? But he has no contract law.
Well, he might.
No, he's not a judge.
Well, let's see. Judge Mills. It's an American television series.
Oh, he's just an actor.
Oh, he was a Washoe County, Nevada District Court judge. Okay.
All right.
So he was a judge.
All right, so he has some bona fides.
My name is Judge.
Yeah, I was going to say. Okay, so he's got fine. He's got some bona fides.
So he ratifies the match.
Comes on the Jumbotron and says, yes, this contract is
The
binding.
contract is vetted. Whereas.
Yeah.
So
the crowd loves
that. Yeah, that is made for later that night. And it is like a big time main event. Like, because, at King of the Ring, Steve Austin lost the belt to Kane and then won it back the next night. So, is it going to be that type of situation? But. And then throughout the night, the Stooges keep getting sent to the boiler room to try and find Mankind, and eventually they all go in there in football gear and get beaten up.
Yeah, their stick's not the best. But yes, then they start wrestling. It was a good match to begin with, but then once again also turns into another shit show.
Right, because Ken Shamrock, who had just joined the corporation.
Oh,
earlier this night, Vince McMahon had.
Oh, he's in the corporation now too.
Had given him the pitch, and so he interrupts the count, and the ref gets out of the ring, and then the Undertaker walks out with his shovel.
Yes, obviously.
And just blasts Steve Austin in the head with it.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
So
Steve Austin wins by DQ, but is not the champ.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, no, I don't have a lot to say about these. That's the thing; they're short, but it's not enough content to discuss in my mind.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with you there.
So this is gonna be a short episode.
Yep. Well, they have the express lane matches.
Yeah, that's true.
Makes it easier.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to pick our top two from this. Or do our rankings.
Yeah. Yeah, top two matches.
Okay. Really, yeah. See, I'm like, what do I really choose from?
I think it's the two Mankind.
I was just gonna say Mankind, matches. Steve Austin, Rock, Mankind. I guess.
Yeah.
Not a lot of. There's two badass snow matches to choose from. Just one.
Yeah, I would have it the same way. So yeah, a lot of repeats in our match listing of who's there a lot and who's not. Oh, not Ken Shamrock.
Yeah. Which is why I'd say I don't know about doing 1998 next year. That can be more of the same.
Yes, but it's different, you guys. For some,
yes, but no. Yes and no.
Some cases, at least. All right. So Survivor Series.
I'll give it a 7. I think it's better than Judgment Day. It went
definitely.
Quick. It's still not the best.
I'm gonna go at an 8.
Oh wow!
I think
I do remember you saying that you like this one.
Yeah, I think
really
at the time at least.
Yeah. So did you watch this one on Scramble Vision?
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah, and then watched it the next day. I got a copy from Nick DiMaggio at school.
Nice.
And then it was I had to see the finish of the title match because I heard it, but I didn't still quite understand
what's
it.
happening. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, and it was, I think it's the height of the Vince Russo creativity arc.
Who?
The writer who
Yeah.
was like mainly writing the shows at this point.
Gotcha.
Because it's still where Vince McMahon is like reining in his ideas and making sure they're somewhat sensical.
Gotcha.
And as we continue going, they will veer off sometimes.
Get off the rails sometimes.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. Well, now I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. So,
There we
but
go.
before we get there, we have Rock Bottom is
Rock
the next
Bottom?
pay-per-view. Yes.
Really?
Well, he's the corporate champ, so he gets a event
He gets to
named
name
after
it.
him.
Okay. All right.
But we'll get there when we get there.
What's the hook for December? Anything?
It's just kind of placeholder
Just kinda
pay-per-view.
there.
Yeah, just
Just
thing
tread
to
water
get
before Royal
us to the
Rumble.
Rumble.
All right.
Yep.
Fair enough. So set expectations.
Exactly.
Got
It's
it.
kind of the December pay-per-views legacy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the time of year where no one's really getting hyped for a pay-per-view.
Right, yeah.
Got it.
All
Cool.
right. Well, we'll talk to you
That's
next
it.
time. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Roll the dice, play your cards, break the rules, that's who you are. Whoever said play it safe, never played the game. So many players, but too many pawns. Too many judges say what's right or wrong. Let them jump into the fire if they want to play. Oh, 'cause it's a deadly game that we play as we live our lives. When we say what is on our minds, play it now before the game is over. Two simple rules the devil hands us. Make your mistakes, but no second chances. Every time that you stand up, there's another chance to fall. Hey, 'cause it's a deadly game that we play as we live our lives. When we say what is on our minds, play it now before the game is over.
Yeah, baby. Quiet money, once again. AZ. Firm style, back in effect. New regime. Each one teach one, take time to beat some. The young speak dumb, money divide the weak one. Where we from, the cold streets you keep from. If not, it'll be your lungs you bleed from. Repeat none, most addicts you leave from. Lost into eternal sleep comes. On the back, hell back, no burns, no concerns. Straight away, no turns.
Judgment Day calls in all markers. Hounds of hell, it's getting darker as they carry you away. You wonder what went wrong.